What I love about big brands releasing first-time components is the fact that they like to be disruptive. They're thinking out of the box. They're trying to be more innovative, to impose themselves and to try to move things around. And Gigabyte is definitely doing that with its latest AORUS AD27QD. A bold move if I ever saw one. With a 27-inch QHD 144 Hz 1 millisecond IPS panel, they are going right into the pro gamer segment, which is notoriously the most demanding and unforgiving crowd you could cater on. And they're trying to do that on their very first try. Spoiler alert, there's no way back from where we're about to go. AORUS wants to deliver an amazing gaming experience, but they want to look good doing so. And I mean, look at this angular aggressivity. This is a gamer computer if you have ever seen one. No curves or very little. This thing comes right out of an alien movie. First, it has this very reassuring industrial feel wherever you touch it. Almost no plastic. This thing is made of heavy metal. AORUS wants you to know that the AD27QD has been engineered. Even the back of the monitor looks awesome. I mean, we have those two bright angle RGB strips right here, as well as another RGB strip right under the AORUS Eagle logo. And of course, you can sync your monitor lighting to your other AORUS RGB components thanks to its Fusion 2.0 software. Now, of course, in most cases, this part of the monitor will be against the wall, so I really leave it to you to see if it's going to be a sell argument or not. The base is particularly heavy and stable despite its rather small size. And on top of our column, we do have a handle-looking handle, and that's something AORUS competitors has been trying to do lately, and something I've been criticizing almost every time, because when you try to carry it by this handle, you're risking to get the whole thing to fall on its face, on its panel, which is notoriously fragile. But in this very particular case, because this huge column is all made of metal and quite heavy, it does balance the whole structure. So that's definitely a big kudos for AORUS, because not only does the column looks engineered, but it actually does serve an engineered purpose. Let's not forget that larger-than-life cable hole right here. And I love big holes where I can put a lot of cables. We have a panel height adjustment of about 130 millimeter, and well, the resistance pressure of the movement is very smooth and very satisfying. It's quick movement safe, so you can not really break anything, and it really feels premium. Again, very satisfying. The panel can pivot at a 90 degrees angle, giving us a portrait mode, which also gives an easier access to all of our I/O plugs hidden right here. But most importantly, let's notice almost an existing top and side bezels, which makes this screen particularly good for a multiple monitor setup configuration. But I'd like to note that the image itself stops a little bit before our bezels, so you lose out a tiny bit of image right here. We also have a plus 24 degrees and minus 5 degrees tilt, as well as a 20 degrees left and right swivel. Finally, on the build side of things, I'll note that the power supply is hidden right inside the chassis monitor, meaning that a classic power cable will be all that you need to power our screen. But on the minus side, it'll be definitely a heavier screen altogether. But you know what? I'd rather have it built in so I don't lose this annoyingly easy to lose power brick. But all in for all, this is a beautiful gaming screen, extremely well put together, premium, and again, obviously well engineered. All right, so now we're going to review or take a closer look to the panel, because that's why we're here for. This is a QHD panel, meaning 2K panel, meaning 2560 by 44 resolution, which is a gaming Goldilocks these days, balancing absolutely finesse of graphics and performance. It is run up to the Gaming Pro standard of 144 Hz refresh rate at a top of the industry, 1 millisecond response time, and of course I have tested this with the most demanding games out there, and I did experience low 3 milliseconds up to peaks of 7 milliseconds of panel latency, which puts this screen head to head with the most efficient and expensive gaming monitors out there, which again is really impressive for AORUS first try. But what I personally love the most is the fact that this is a 10-bit panel. And for the ones who do not know what that means, most of your monitors out there come in 8-bit color panels, meaning that between black and white you have 256 shades of gray, making this transition. When you have a 10-bit color panel, you're talking about 4 times more shades, 1024 shades of grays before black and white and other colors. I don't have to say more. This means crispier colors, amazing palettes, gorgeous scenery, and much more realistic movement and well, images. And let's note that the AD27QD is also HDR 400 compliant. HDR, without going into many details, will give us more lifelike lighting effects as well as shadows and etc. But it really works well with very bright screens. In our case, we have only a 400 nit bright monitor. It's not its best day or the best example of what HDR can do. The monitor is also equipped with the excellent AMD FreeSync 2 chipset, which will be saving and protecting us from any kind of in-game tearing. But what makes this monitor absolutely great is the fact that this is, I believe, one of the only screens who has been approved by NVIDIA to be fully G-Sync compatible. It's one of those grades. There's different kind of compatibility that NVIDIA will approve for FreeSync panels, and this is the highest one you can get. So absolutely great for any kind of gamers on either NVIDIA or AMD team. Otherwise, the monitor supports 2 second-generation HDMI ports and a 1.2 display port, all of them supporting 144 Hz frequency. Not very far, we have the usual headphone jack and mic input, and our 3rd generation 5 gigabit per second USB hub. Here I will regret the fact that we only have 2 USB plugs. I'm usually used to 3 or more, and the fact that the audio jacks are awkwardly placed in my opinion and should be found more in the extremities or either extremities of the screen for better what is the word I'm looking for? Accessibility. Finally, right in the middle we do have a rather premium joystick which will allow us to navigate our rather complete gaming friendly screen menu. And so far we've seen the general aspect of our screen, which is already, it's a very good screen, one of the very best on the market right now, and its own merit, already a top choice if it stopped there. But like I said in the beginning of this review, AORUS really took some risks, and they wanted to innovate and be a disruptive force to impose itself on the market. And the way they did this is by innovating heavily on 2 different fronts. First, we just talked about the menu. What the AD27QD does, and a very few, if any, other monitor do, is to spew out complex system stats directly onto your display without any software add-on. You need metrics? Here they are. It's just absolutely brilliant, an absolute game changer in my opinion. The second front I was talking about is about its audio system. We have 3 built-in microphones in our screen, and those will cancel your ambient noise so that when you're communicating to your teammate through your headphone microphone, any microphone out there, it will be cleared from any annoying surrounding noise such as fans or people talking. And that's something I've seen on other monitors, but usually they do request or require to have compatible headphones/microphone. In this case, it works with absolutely anything. And that is another great move and innovating one. And really placing this screen in a category of its own. And in conclusion, the Gigabyte AORUS AD27QD will cost you about $600 to $650 before taxes. And I know this is not the cheapest gaming monitor out there, but it is so hard not to be wowed by what Gigabyte has produced here. The aggressive angular design, the heavy-duty build, the nano precision in every of its adjustment, it is simply a beautiful object. I'm not mentioning the RGB so much because it really depends on if you like it or not, and if you're going to place your screen against a wall or not. So I'm going to put this aside. But going on the core aspect of our monitor, the panel is absolutely gorgeous. The combination of a 27-inch 2K 144 Hz at 1 millisecond response time place it on the very top list of any pro gamer out there. But where the AD27QD really created a league of its own is with its innovating aspect, with its innovative drive, if you like. The nested metric display and noise cancellation add-on absolutely blew me away. I mean, the technology is solid, it's sound, there's no glitches, it's not only innovative, but it's intuitive. And that's where you really recognize a great product. On its very first try, Gigabyte has redefined a lot of what a premium pro gamer monitor should do and feel like. It makes me also very excited about what's gonna come next from them. And I think this is an energy, a new energy that we really did need in a rather stagnant segment of the gaming industry, and a new force that the competition has to reckon with, and this will benefit all of us. All right.